Hi. Okay, so my name's Holly, and I'm gonna do a playthrough of this game that I made. I'm gonna try and put the. Is that better? Yeah. So I'm just gonna play through it and kind of talk you through some of the story and some of the things that I was thinking about when I was making it. So I'm doing this through Zoom because so I'm just, if you just give me a second. Okay. The one thing I should say is that one thing I'm going to say is that I guess you're not getting any of the music or the sound when I do it this way. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, there's not actually loads of sound in it. This is available to download as well if you have a PC. Okay. So this is kind of this was originally based on a few kind of converging projects that I was doing. So I was trying to write this young adults novel. I guess I still am, but it's a little bit on pause. But one of the scenes is like the central character is kind of she's grown up in this dome and she has to leave, and on the outskirts of the dome she comes to a kind of market, this kind of fringe market I suppose, and sites, but kind of went a bit deeper into this, and I also kind of based this character is kind of on a specific journey in this place now, and I kind of really based it on a summer that I had last year that kind of I'd written this, like tried to write this kind of create your own adventure story. I'd kind of made it as a physical thing in the space. I created these signs and clothing that you kind of traveled around. This is separate from the book. This is like an installation, and so I kind of tried to take that real life sculptures and journey that I'd created and bring it into the game space and kind of situated it in that desert world. So you'll see as you explore the space, there'll be signs like that you read. You don't need this context. I'm just giving it to you now, if I don't know why. So yeah, I'll just take you through it, and I'll read the signs out loud as we go, and I'll just try and, like, if I feel like there's like extra bits of information that I want to share, I will. Okay, so yeah, the game opens like this. You come to this sign. You spend a lot of time on the app that identifies plants from photos you upload to it. You are trying to figure out what this weed is that grows everywhere here, that has small pointy green and red leaves and little pink flowers. You have started to have dreams about geese, even though you usually don't remember your dreams. You got sent this podcast called This Jungian Life, and you don't remember what geese symbolize, but you remember it's good. You continue walking. So the buildings on this map you can accidentally. So this is a dormitory. It's got like a nice blue carpet and like lots of flowers. And kind of this is like a food area if people want to make food, and like a few dressing tables and like books, just like personal stuff. That's like the sleeping tent. There's not that much to see there. I don't know if that. And then let's keep walking. There's 2 mountains and a little water bit there. Then you go. I made this game with RPG Maker, which is really, I really recommend it. So obviously you can tell a lot of these are like used sprites or used textures from that come as default, which I really like using, but I did add some of my own things in, like these ants. You are in your tent and you can see through the fabric that there is a line of ants that goes over the top of the tent above your head and down the other side. You are nervous of them finding a way under the fabric and inside. You decide to follow them. You turn right because the sun is in your eyes. And you can't walk on this red lava, just on this pier with the flowers on the side. Oh yeah, and like obviously I have like edited quite a lot of the default objects, like the sign and this pier. I kind of half the ones you get given, and I like change them, added the flowers, change the colors or customize them. Obviously I made this tower. So this is like a water area with a waterfall and a rapid. And then yeah, just look at these. Took over this kind of allotment last year that had been abandoned, and it was full of weeds, and it was full of these really specific, and ants, full of weeds and ants, but like very, I'm pointing at the screen, obviously you can't see, but like lots of these red and green weeds. They look a bit like this. They're still there. I mean, I'm endlessly weeding them, but kind of under control. Like they're very beautiful, but they take up a lot of space. Everywhere you go, you see crows and you feel comforted by the consistency. You remember when your friend took you to see the ravens. You swam in the waterfall that day, and the water was red on the dashboard. And the water was red on the dashboard. I did actually write these myself, but I'm having to use a stool as a desk, a little bit far away. On the dashboard of your car, you have a row of 10 shells and 2 cherry Chupa Chups wrappers and an empty cassette box. It rains every day, but you are getting used to it and you carry on driving. And then this vehicle appears, which is loosely based on my own car, a Ford, a red orange Ford. Then this moves. Um, oh, trying to get out of the car. Oh, there we go. Okay. And then next, we come to this. This is based on a life-size dome that I built a while ago. That's orange, called Orange World, which is kind of situated in a similar kind of utopian, kind of set in a similar world or space to this, but probably not in this particular locality. Okay. Oh, sorry. So yeah, this is another space. There's a sign. On your windowsill sits the pot of red flowers you bought in the end of season sale. They mostly dead now, but there is a cluster of new flowers that pushes up against the window. You stop doing the washing up straight away and hope this is a good sign. A small cluster of fruit flies hovers above the dirty plates. You are wearing a jumper your friend gave you because he was moving away. You realize now how many bugs there are in the city, and follow the bugs and head outside. And I will head outside. So we've mostly explored all the spaces that you can visit. This is the last one here. Let's go around here on this side of the river, and then we can cross the river. Look, sorry. So there's a few different things here. Go inside this one. This is like a sauna, as you can probably see. It has like hot side and cold side, and then some fires and buckets of waters, and then some seats at the back. So that's a warm room, and then after you've been in the warm room, sauna, this is the cold room. This has got some snow, it's got some seats in, and then like a big pool. And then up there, so after you come out of the pool, you could want to sit by the fire. I guess both spaces include hot and cold areas. And then there's a sign here. Your relationships always end in spring. I'm just moving it a bit closer because I can't really read. Your relationships always end in the spring. You go to swim in the river on May Day because of the storm, and the water is muddy and there are empty plastic bottles floating, but it is refreshing. You wonder if there's a good book about invisibility you should read. You continue a journey down the river. It's May now, a year later from when I swam in the river. Okay, so I just crossed that bridge. So this space, I'll come back to it in a minute. This space, I guess I specifically built a bit more around my garden, much bigger, but I also am growing, especially, and last year was growing some things like cabbage and parsnip and turnip and strawberries and spinach and beans. And I have a little seating spot like this with a fire. And last year at my allotments there was like a scarecrow making competition, and everyone had scarecrows everywhere and some like really scary ones. So I put a few scarecrows in, pink scarecrows. You arrive at your allotment and pigeons have eaten your seedlings. South Hill is growing everywhere and you like it. It's replaced the pointy weed with the pink flowers you can't identify. Your friend calls you, and when you ask, she tells you her favourite weed is herb robert. You put the dried flowers your ex-girlfriend picked into an empty Orangina bottle. Your compost bin is crawling with ants, and you're not sure if this is a problem or not. You continue with your journey. I still have so many ants in my compost. It's really amazing. And then I guess here I wanted to create like a more interior space where maybe you'd grow more unusual things, like kind of weird fungus or mushrooms. Did have some kind of crystals growing in here before, but also I felt like maybe this is where this is maybe someone who's found a use for these pink weed flowers, and they've kind of started to actually farm them in a controlled way. I don't know. So this is the last building on the site, I think. Let me just check. Yeah. So this one is really, It's pretty tightly packed. This is again this kind of similar orange tent than the one I was describing before. Actually, I had a picture of it, but I can't find it. Can't see it. So this has got about, and I don't know if you can hear them. I guess you can't hear the sound, but really nice music. So yeah, it's kind of coming to the end of the journey, really. It's not a big world, it's kind of a small space. I kind of wanted to I wanted to make something that was kind of easy to navigate, wasn't this kind of extensive play that you were on for a long time. Not that I don't love games like that a lot, but yeah, this was kind of small world I wanted to visit, and I wanted it to kind of be based around these series of signs. Yeah, so maybe I just think of a good, which is a good tent to end in. What was this one again? Oh yeah, maybe I should end it at the beds. Okay, let me stop. Thank you for watching all the way through.